Tonight, a Dangriga poll, nearly two-thirds disapprove of Prime Minister's job performance. Hear his reaction. And is SpeedNet's revenue $40 million, or is it in the teens, like what the company told the PUC? Well, we asked the PM. His reaction may surprise you. Plus, the PM again tells BTL it has to pay the communication workers for justice, their severance money. Also, an 8-month-old infant died in Sarawee due to blunt force trauma to his head. We went to the southern village looking for answers. We've got details of these and other stories in our newscast for tonight, Wednesday, February 11th, 2026. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indira Craig.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
At Cellular World, we believe technology shouldn't just be functional. It should make your home uniquely yours. Design your smart home with the full range of Samsung appliances and TVs. Equip your kitchen with smart and stylish fridges, advanced microwaves, and whisper-quiet dishwashers, bringing smart living to the heart of your home. Make daily tasks simple with efficient smart washers, powerful dryers, or an all-in-one laundry hub that adapts to your lifestyle. Experience true-to-life colors and spot-on sound with a Samsung Q LED Smart TV. Connect all your spaces instantly with the Smart Thing app for seamless control wherever you go. Get all your Samsung products today with the peace of mind that only the 1-year warranty from the authorized distributor can give you. So stop by your favorite location and start designing your smart home today, only at Cellular World.
In 2005, a prime minister and his favorite minister refused to listen. They tried to force a deal that the people didn't want. They thought they were untouchable. They fractured their government, and it led to their demise. 20 years later, the movie is repeating. Different prime minister, same arrogance. He isn't listening either. And look who's back. In 2004, she was at the center of the Social Security scandal.
19 million more. That's how much the government believes will have to pay the Ashcroft Alliance.
Today, she's on the BTL board, supporting a deal that will benefit the Briceño family. History repeats itself. The same faces making the same bad deals at the expense of the same people. You, different decade, same old corrupt PUP.
One, two, three.
The opportunity of having a home for myself. Very happy. This is something that is my personal.
As you can see, when they get these houses, it's an absolutely thrilling time, and I'm just absolutely overjoyed, man.
I had my own home, but the water came in.
I really appreciate this house.
These are humble, hardworking, honest people. They've worked all their lives, done a tremendous job with their children, have grown their children up to be considerate, responsible, hardworking citizens under really tough conditions. So they have done their part for this country.
What if BTL and Smart came together? What would it mean for you? No price increases. In fact, call prices could drop by 10%. Call anyone on any network. Same fair prices. Signal expanded to where it's needed most, redeploying 43 cell sites, connecting 20,000 more Belizeans. BTL and SpeedNet. Know the facts.
Festival come to this very nation.
In Isaiah 30:29 it says, and you will sing as on the night you celebrate a holy festival, and your hearts will rejoice. The body of Christ will unite, and many hearts will rejoice on the Saturday, March 7, 2026 at the Belize Civic Center, beginning at 6 p.m. as a Heavenly's Productions brings to you Jesus Festival.
Jesus Festival. Yeah, Jesus.
Featuring the hottest gospel artist coming out of the Bahamas, Sherwin Gardner.
So I say, with all of my heart and all of my soul, I worship you, O Jah. Tell them that the praise never stops. All I want to do is give you the highest praise.
Also showcasing one of the biggest gospel artists from out of Trinidad and Tobago, Positive, dropping his hit tunes.
Rolling in my two-man army, my Jesus and I wanna sing out some sweet gospel reggae. Blessing after blessing and nothing can hold it back.
And then it's the return of the biggest gospel band in Belize, Heavenly.
I'm gonna be heavenly's for life, serving Jesus Christ.
From Atlanta, Georgia, USA, the daughter of the world-famous televangelist Creflo Dollar, none other than Jordan Dollar, with her hit song. Also highlighting Genesis 501 from Capital City, Belmopan. Blind Sight, Genesis Gospel Band from Sugar City, Orange Walk. Reality Youth, Pastor Herman Blees and the Kings Park Prince team. Pastor Frederick Gordon and Garin Carballo and his GCO group. Remember, Jesus Festival.
Jesus Festival. Yeah, Jesus. Rocking on the world. I said,
taking place Saturday, March 7, Belize Civic Center from 6 p.m. until. Bring out the entire family for a time of praising God and witnessing souls being saved and lives being recommitted to God. For tickets, call 615-4766. That's 615-4766. Sponsors, Angela's Press, Racina's Imports, Cellular World, Love FM, More FM, Quem Radio, Vibes Radio, Plus TV, Channel 7, Channel 5, and Wave Radio. Come on out and be blessed.
Jesus Festival. Yeah, Jesus.
Registering a child's birth is a vital step for parents and guardians, and now it's easier than ever. With the new Civil Registry and Vital Statistics System, CRVS, you can register online or at any Civil Registry Department and Vital Statistics Unit office near you. Who can register a birth? Married parents. Either of you can register. Just bring your marriage certificate. Single mothers. You can register alone as long as the father's name isn't being added to the birth certificate. Unmarried parents. Either parent can register with a signed consent form from the other. Download the consent form from the VSU website. It's quick and easy. Required documents. For all birth registrations, you'll need a copy of your ID. The new CRVS. Digitally connecting citizens to all vital statistics services. Visit crvs.gov.bz today to register your child's birth.
At Atlantic Bank, we stand as more than just a financial institution. We are your partners in progress, dedicated to fostering your success by providing tailored solutions to micro, small, and medium enterprises. Your successes are our triumphs, and every success story deserves to be celebrated. We pledge to stand by you every step of the way. Today, we celebrate the values that define you with your unwavering dedication, steadfast commitment, boundless innovation, resolute work ethic, and unyielding ambition. We will navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and continue building the future together.
The roads of Belize connect us all. Riders, drivers, families, friends. Every day begins with a little routine and the confidence that life's journeys are protected. From school drop-off through the daily grind and everything in between, each with different roads ahead, yet one common goal: to arrive safely. Atlantic Insurance stands with Belize's riders and motorists with affordable protection, support, and peace of mind for the journey ahead. For the roads we share and the lives we protect, Atlantic Insurance is by your side, insuring you from life's unexpected. Atlantic Insurance, insuring you from life's unexpected.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Tonight, the Prime Minister is responding to the findings of a political poll which was published this morning. It was conducted by noted pollster Dr. Philip Castillo and is designed to be a reflection of the political mood in Dangriga town, only near the end of the first year of the PUP's second term. He asked respondents to give an approval rating for their PUP mayor, Robert Mariano, their PUP area rep, Dr. Louis Abney, and Prime Minister John Briceño. We'll have a recap of the first two later on in the news, but the one that jumped out is the Prime Minister's. 57% of respondents, that's basically 2 out of every 3, said they do not approve of the job that he's doing. That's considered a very high disapproval rating. President Donald Trump, for example, is at 61% disapproval. And those respondents volunteered that the SpeedNet acquisition, which they saw as corrupt and hustling, to use their words, was a factor. But when we asked the PM about it today, not surprisingly, he seemed hardly fazed.
That's okay. I mean, you should go and come with me when I go to Dangriga. For the 19th, I was there and everybody was greeting me very, very warmly. I am confident in the work that we're doing. But I think we can talk next year. We have municipal elections. I think that's the best gauge whether people believe that the PUP, as a government, if we're doing a good job or not.
Do you see because when he was doing these polls, people were volunteering that they don't believe in the acquisition, they don't support it, sorry. Do you believe that you are losing political influence because this deal is on the table?
Well, first of all, remember that's not something that the government is doing. It's something that BTL is trying to find a ways how they could continue to increase revenues and increase profits. But that is for something that's separate from the government, and that will work its way out. So I'm not concerned.
And while the PM is not concerned, as you heard, respondents to the poll were. Pollster Dr. Philip Castillo explained how people reacted when asked about the Prime Minister.
The poll question was simply, do you approve of the job that the Prime Minister is doing, that Mr. John Briceño is doing as Prime Minister of Belize? It was a yes, no, don't know, not sure. Now, some people will explain their answer. They were not asked to, but some people did provide explanations for their answer. So that came up. The issue of SMART and BTL came up, and came up several times. And so I would want to do a poll focusing on that issue. So back to your question, I didn't ask about that issue specifically. I asked about the Prime Minister's approval rating. Some respondents who had a negative approval rating of him, they voiced that issue as the reason why their opinion was negative.
So do you believe that that has an impact on how he's being viewed as favorable?
Well, it certainly has. It certainly has, yes. That and other issues.
Castillo noted that due to the size of the Dangriga constituency, it is not a general gauge for the rest of the country. You can see more on the poll later on in our newscast when he discusses more of his findings. Going now to the SpeedNet acquisition, as we told you yesterday, the number for that company's gross revenue has only been publicized by members of the PUP Northern and Western Caucuses as $40 million. However, as we showed you last night, the 1.5% annual license fee they paid to the PUC between 2016 and 2019 suggested their gross revenues were in the range of only $11 to $15 million. So, are the caucuses working with faulty information? Or was SpeedNet underreporting? We asked the PM today.
We've been hearing this number for the gross revenue for SpeedNet is at $40 million. However, leaked documents to us show that when they pay their 1.5%, I believe, license fee, when we do our math, it only comes up to about 13 to 15 million. So we're not sure whether this 40 million is accurate.
Stop believing your spin. As far as I know, I don't know, but I don't think it's. I don't see how they could go from 40 to 30 million. So no, I don't know. But no, I don't see that being true.
The BCCI is calling for an independent valuation of SpeedNet. Would you support this?
But I think that has already been done. It was an independent valuation that was done.
They're not saying. They're saying it's not an independent valuation.
That's guys. Allow the process to go through. I mean, and then we can see what's going to happen.
But regarding my...
I don't want to continue arguing.
Sir, but was SpeedNet underreporting its gross revenues when it files for its license?
You really want me to answer that question?
I would, yes.
Okay.
And while the PM says it is BTL pushing the SpeedNet acquisition, it's he that put a pause on it, according to the Minister of Public Utilities. And the Chamber of Commerce is welcoming that pause. A release issued yesterday says, quote, the BCCI urges the PUC to advocate for and the GOB to effect all necessary legislative amendments to safeguard the integrity of the decision-making process. The Chamber also reiterates that the valuation methodology and financial implications of the proposed transaction, especially where public funds and Social Security boards exposure are involved, require independent verification and full public scrutiny. End quote. And now that the government has thrust them forward as the caretaker of the acquisition process, when can we expect to hear from the PUC? Well, we wouldn't advise you to hold your breath. When asked for a comment yesterday on what is next for the PUC after Friday's announcement in the House, their communications manager told us via text, quote, as BTL continues to undergo the recommended public consultation, the PUC is unable to comment on the process. Once that process is complete, all relevant parties will be in a better position to determine the next steps. The Commission also reminds the media that, consistent with the need for independent regulatory review, open commentary by the PUC on this live matter is restricted. We'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll have more of our interview with the Prime Minister and a sad trip to Sarawee to find out how an 8-month-old could die from blunt force trauma to the head. Don't go away.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
At Cellular World, we believe technology shouldn't just be functional. It should make your home uniquely yours. Design your smart home with the full range of Samsung appliances and TVs. Equip your kitchen with smart and stylish fridges, advanced microwaves, and whisper-quiet dishwashers, bringing smart living to the heart of your home. Make daily tasks simple with efficient smart washers, powerful dryers, or an all-in-one laundry hub that adapts to your lifestyle. Experience true-to-life colors and spot-on sound with the Samsung Q LED Smart TV. Connect all your spaces instantly with the Smart Thing app for seamless control wherever you go. Get all your Samsung products today with the peace of mind that only the 1-year warranty from the authorized distributor can give you. So stop by your favorite location and start designing your smart home today. Only at Cellular World.
In 2005, a prime minister and his favorite minister refused to listen. They tried to force a deal that the people didn't want. They thought they were untouchable. They fractured their government, and it led to their demise. 20 years later, the movie is repeating. Different prime minister, same arrogance. He isn't listening either. And look who's back. In 2004, she was at the center of the Social Security scandal.
19 million more. That's how much the government of Belize will have to pay the Ashcroft Alliance.
Today, she's on the BTL board, supporting a deal that will benefit the Briceño family. History repeats itself. The same faces making the same bad deals at the expense of the same people. You, different decade, same old corrupt PUP.
One, two, three.
The opportunity of having a home for myself. Very happy. This is something that is mine personally.
As you can see, when they get these houses, it's an absolutely chilling time, and I'm just absolutely overjoyed, man.
I had my own home, but the water came in.
I really appreciate this house.
These are humble, hardworking, honest people. They've worked all their lives, done a tremendous job with their children, have grown their children up to be considerate, responsible, hardworking citizens under really tough conditions. So they've done their part for this country.
What if BTL and Smart came together? What would it mean for you? No price increases. In fact, call prices could drop by 10%. Call anyone on any network. Same fair prices. Signal expanded to where it's needed most, redeploying 43 cell sites, connecting 20,000 more Belizeans. BTL and SpeedNet. Know the facts.
Festival come to this very nation.
In Isaiah 30:29 it says, "And you will sing as on the night you celebrate a holy festival, and your heart will rejoice." The body of Christ will unite, and many hearts will rejoice on Saturday, March 7, 2026 at the Belize Civic Center, beginning at 6 p.m. as a Heavenly's Productions brings to you Jesus Festival.
Clean and maintain your yard the best way with Honda trimmers and lawn mowers. Honda Lawn and Garden Equipment. Available at Benquip. Equipment, parts, service.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology. It's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures, customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter, smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights, distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids, and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
Remember when Senator Bacon was still a senator? He spoke about transparency and honesty.
If you don't have anything to hide, why don't you bring it to light?
So why did Chairman Bacon hide this? The first ever employment contract for a chairman. Locked in for 5 years with a salary nearly $400,000 a year.
Remember, BTL is owned by the people of Belize.
So while you struggle with high rates, he collects nearly $400,000 a year and gets paid even if he's no longer a director of the company. So even though everyone wants him gone,
NTUCB members wanted to demand Chairman Mark Lizarraga's resignation.
Chairman Lizarraga needs to go.
Bacon ain't giving up that fat salary. And even if he's removed, he still gets paid.
I sit at the pleasure of the Prime Minister.
Because that's how Chairman Bacon rolls.
The Belize Tax Service has been serving the country well since its inception. But like many tax administration systems worldwide, it faces new challenges that require modern solutions. The Semi-Autonomous Revenue Authority, SARA, will be established by legislation that will modernize how Belize administers taxes. Countries across our region, Jamaica, Barbados, and Guyana, have undertaken similar efforts at modernization, and we're using their experiences, successes, and challenges to design a SARA specific to our tax landscape. SARA will operate under the Ministry of Finance with an advisory board comprised of experts in finance, tax, law, and public administration who will provide sound guidance while maintaining the required oversight of public funds. SARA will provide the framework for modernizing tax administration, improving the way we serve taxpayers, and supporting Belize's development. A semi-autonomous revenue authority, SARA, will create opportunities for improving human resource management, accelerating digital transformation that reduces turnaround time and paperwork, and providing more responsive customer service while maintaining strict accountability standards. SARA, a progressive tax administration for a modern Belize.
The NEBL basketball is back. 7 teams vying for the mega $100,000 cash pot. First place walks away with $70,000 cash. Second is $30,000. Opening night is Friday, February 20th at the Belize City Civic Center. Gates open at 6 for showtime at 7:30 with a wicked doubleheader featuring the biting San Pedro Tiger Sharks versus the Gunners from the West, the Cayo Western Ballers. And in game 2, will the big bad Belize City Defenders defend the city against the upstart Orange Walk Running Rebels? events, giveaways galore, and the big $5,000 cash shooting contest. Plus a big halftime show featuring the General Super G. Be one of the first 200 fans to receive a free token. This NEBL season will be fully seasoned.
At Atlantic Bank, your convenience is our priority. Our contact center is designed to enhance your banking experience. With a wide range of customer service options, you save time and effort. You can easily call in to block or unblock your debit and credit cards, perform account inquiries, and access detailed card information. Whether you need assistance with online banking, merchant support, or general inquiries, our team is ready to help. For added convenience, if all operators are busy, you can leave your number and an operator will return your call as soon as possible to ensure you receive the support you need. Depending on your transaction type, we may need to verify your identity through a set of security questions. And remember, Atlantic Bank will never request your username or password for Atlantic Online via phone call, text, or email, ensuring your personal information remains safe and secure. Our support team is available Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in both English and Spanish. Simply dial 223-1212. This is a dedicated line for our contact center. Atlantic Bank is committed to providing you with exceptional service and the tools you need to manage your finances conveniently and securely. Take full advantage of our easy-to-use contact center services today.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Hey Belize! Our country is known worldwide for its natural beauty, from our barrier reef to our rainforest. But there's a growing threat to our paradise. Global plastic production has skyrocketed to 400 million tons per year, and without action, plastic waste flowing into our waters will nearly triple by 2040, from around 11 million tons in 2016 to around 29 million tons in 2040. Here at home, the situation is just as concerning. In 2024 alone, Belize imported over 13.3 million plastics and over 12 million plastic lids and caps. What might seem like just one plastic bottle or one chips bag adds up quickly. During our National Cleanup Day, almost 26,000 plastic bottles were collected, and that's just one day of effort. But here's the good news. We can all be part of the solution. Use waste bins, keep a litter bag in your car, wait until you find a proper disposal site. These simple actions make a real difference. Join us in keeping Belize clean. Our Belize, our responsibility. Bini.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Tonight, Dangriga police and the village community of Sarawi are trying to figure out how an 8-month-old boy could have died of blunt force trauma to the head. So far, it has been reported to be an accident, and the baby was in the care of his mother when it happened. Jo Marie Lanza went south to find out more, and here's her story.
Burial preparations are currently underway in Sarawi village for 8-month-old Kevin Emmanuel Jr., an infant who died as a result of blunt force trauma to the head and body. The child is said to have fallen down the stairs while the mother was doing some chores Tuesday afternoon. And by the time the family made their way to Dangriga Hospital, the baby had passed away. The chairman of the village says that he strongly urges parents to keep a more watchful eye on their little ones, especially at home.
My sympathy goes to the family anyway, my condolences, and it sounds so sad that we lost my young child, and I would appeal to the community, the general community, for people to maybe be more careful with their children because things could happen. So whatever really happened or what transpired, definitely I can't give my heads up on it. All parents supposed to know where children actually need a lot of care, a lot of eyesight, be more close, what's the one they way can't move on their own. You always have to be vigilant around to know the safety, to keep them safe.
A post-mortem concluded that baby Emmanuel's cause of death was due to asphyxia, bronchoaspiration of gastric content as a consequence of blunt force trauma to the head and the body. The baby's body was identified by his father, Kevin Emmanuel Sr., who declined comment, as did the mother. Jo Marie Lanza, 7 News.
We'll let you know if any charges are brought. Today, a video began circulating of a child in a Belmopan grocery store who was violently struck by a man. There was speculation around the circumstances which led to him being hit, and his family reached out to our newsroom for clarification. The boy was purchasing at a grocery in the Market Square area of Belmopan when the store owners were driving the mentally ill man out of the store. In his anger, he lashed out and knocked out the 10-year-old boy, who has since been transported to Belize City for further checkups on his condition and injuries. As News Time this evening, we have not received any reports of police detaining the man, but we do know that he has been labeled as dangerous by several residents in Belmopan. Additionally, the family condemns the posting of the minor's unblurred face on social media platforms. Going back now to our interview with the PM, he has once again sided with the Belize communication workers for justice, saying that one way or another BTL has to pay them their severance. The media asked him about the 6-year limitation period that BTL had noted in their press release, suggesting that those who pass that period may not be entitled to the severance. But the PM isn't buying that and says that his party aligns with the workers' movement.
Listen, well, when it comes to workers' rights, we have a very, very strong record and history. Our party started off from the labor union, and we believe strongly, and we will push BTL to ensure that these people be paid. Now, I can't promise you I could give them one check immediately, but obviously because it's millions of dollars, maybe they have to work out on a payment scheme. But we're going to make sure that they get paid.
A report suggests the bill for the full severance payout is estimated at over $20 million. And the BCWJ intends to protest again tomorrow. However, as you heard their rep Emily Turner lament, they've been having a difficult time getting their protest permit approved. The NTUCB and the UDP have made similar complaints, stating that the police department gives them excuses as to why they're rejecting the applications. Today, the PM said that he isn't aware of the complications since, as he reiterated, he believes in the public's right to peaceful protest.
I don't know what you're talking about. As far as I know, whenever they ask to protest, we've always approved their protests. I don't know which protest would ever.
Lately, a lot of their permits have been rejected.
That's not true. I know from what I know about, whenever they ask me, hey, that's right. But as long as then that you are within the law. When you saw the last time when the UDP was out there in that BTL and Social Security trying to disrupt and trying to break up the place, so that should never be allowed. But if you want to protest peacefully, it is your constitutional right as a Belizean.
They didn't allow them in one case, the union, because the UDP had already gotten a permit for the same location, and for that reason they denied it. Then in the case of Yellow Man but they noted on the suspect acknowledgement form being the member of a gang, which that's a tactic the police was using so that he would not be out there. And then in relation to the former employees, they removed 2 days of protest from them based on an error for the police department on the bond. To me, that seems all like tactics wouldn't employ against the rights of demonstrators.
I think you need to have that discussion with the police department. I can't really answer on all of these things, but I can repeat again that as a government, we do respect the right to protest as long as you protest peacefully. When it comes to the former BTL employees, as I said Friday, and I will repeat again, we discussed it in cabinet, that we do believe that they will be paid, and I'm told now that that BTL will pay them the severance that was owed back then.
Over the past few weeks, we've been telling you about the big oversized bite that the select customs brokers have been taking from car dealers at the northern border. Let's put it like this. Those who collect the bite get almost $7 out of every 10 charged for the importation of a vehicle, meaning that the government coffers get only 3 of those dollars. It's a problem that has existed for decades, but the size of the bite has now been elevated to the realm of the obscene. But the PM and Minister of Finance says that's in the past since customs switched in January to the straight transaction value and not the discretionary residual value. But that doesn't negate the millions of dollars that were diverted from the public purse to enrich Apex feeders on the kickback network. But the PM seems to hardly care about those many millions lost. He's looking forward.
We have been very concerned about what's going on. And if you were to remember, around 2 Decembers ago, what has happened that over time, this thing has been happening from time immemorial, where car dealers or importers, they bring their own invoices, and then they use the issue of salvage titles to be able to try to circumvent. And then they have been given great latitude to the custom officers when they're setting the duties. And so we've been concerned, and we knew that something was not working well. So what we did the last 2 Decembers ago, we decided, or was it January, that we would then insist now that you bring your official document where you buy your bill of sale to be able to set the tax and to remove all the latitude that custom officers had. But when we attempted to introduce that new policy and part which is also law, we had then the custom or the dealers, they started agitating and wanting to close the borders. You guys were making a big deal about it, and so we felt okay that they're saying that they were not given enough time. So we pulled it back and said, okay, we're going to give you enough time. So all of last year, we've been informing them, this is coming. And now that it is in effect, what has happened? That now people are starting to pay more taxes. And I suspect that these very same people who are happy to pay the kickback, now that they can't do that, they are starting to leak the information, I suspect. I don't know. What's important that practice has been stopped. But more importantly, as I mentioned to cabinet on Tuesday, when I saw the reporting from Channel 7, I said that I found it shameful and disgraceful. And of course, as the minister responsible, of course I have to take responsibility at the end of the day. But that we had already stopped that practice. So what you was reporting was something that happened before. We have also said that I'm supposed to be meeting with the Comptroller of Customs. I think it is on Friday, along with the Financial Secretary, because now what we need to do is to look at the taxes.
We note that there are persistent credible reports of special breaks on duty for imported vehicles being given to politically well-connected persons. We also asked the PM about Cuba. With the U.S. intensifying its oil blockade on the island nation, the residents are facing extreme food and power shortages. This begs the questions about the well-being of Belizean students in Cuba. Today, the PM said they're in contact with the embassy, and if the situation worsens, they may have to return home.
My heart, cries out for the people of Cuba, and I condemn what is being done to the people of Cuba, and I think there's no justification for what is being done to them. I could see you can have differences between governments, but when you take actions to be able to hurt people, I think that's something that we should all be very, very concerned. Any human being in the world, I hope that something can be worked out that be able, for instance, they've been shut off from getting oil in the country. And at that rate, probably sooner or later, we may have to consider whether the students are to come home or not. We have to ensure that they're safe and that their schools are operating and that they have access to food and the other necessities that they need.
How are we handling right now? Are they in want of anything thus far? I know the minister said that they're in consult with the embassy and the students themselves.
Well, the embassy is always in contact with them. And every year I know there's some families try to raise funds to send a container load of goods for them. I always help, of course, and many other citizens. But our embassy is in constant communications with the kids and our students, your young men and women. And many times they go there for the weekend, or if there's an activity, they go to the embassy. It is, we feel that it is our responsibility to ensure that they are safe and that they can get the necessary food that they need and other things to be able to live comfortably.
Seeing the intense pressure that's being brought down on Cuba, any possibility that Belize or even CARICOM will come together to send any food assistance?
Well, we are going to have a heads meeting around the 24th, 25th, somewhere around of February, and that's on the agenda. And I think that anything that we can do, any relief that we can give to the people of Cuba, I think we should do. I think we have a moral responsibility to be able to help.
As we told you at the top of the news, a political poll was conducted in Dangriga by retired UB professor Dr. Philip Castillo. It scored leading area politicians based on their approval rating ahead of the government's one-year anniversary of two-term. The in-person survey sampled 110 voters from the Dangriga constituency using the voters list and random selection methods. Results suggest Dangriga Mayor Robert Mariano holds roughly 48% approval, while area representative Dr. Louis Sabani stands near 41%. Here's why.
Well, focusing first on the mayor. The mayor was first elected in 2021, and he won again in 2024. Elected in 2021, he got 50.7% of the votes. In 2024, I think he got 61 point something percent. The poll found that his approval rating has fallen to just about 48 point something percent. So basically, he's underwater. But then, because the margin of error is about 6%, that means then that his actual support could be 48 plus 6 or 48 minus 6. And then if you look at the mayor specifically, I should take up this thing. If you look at the mayor specifically, the 17% said that they're not sure, which means then that that 17% could go anywhere basically, for him or against him. And then moving on from the mayor to the area rep. The area rep first won in 2020 with about, I think it was about 61% of the votes, I think. He repeated 2025 with 76%, I think. But in 2025, if you recall, the UDP was having their internal civil war, basically. And so no UDP person was on the ballot. So the area representative's victory in 2025 has to be seen as an outlier. What the poll found is that his approval rating is in the lower 40s. I think it's 41%. So he has work to do. Looking at the prime minister, his approval rating is substantially down. I think it's about 20-something percent. But whereas there's data, you could benchmark the mayor and the area rep. There is no such data to benchmark the prime minister. To the best of my knowledge, this is the first such poll being done asking the approval rating of the prime minister anywhere in the country. There is no such poll that has been done to the best of my knowledge. And then, regarding Miss Earth Lopez, well, I simply asked people what they think of her to give me one word to describe her, and the words were there.
Castillo says future polls will depend on funding, with plans to expand to a nationwide survey if resources allow. Police are looking for a hotel guest linked to an unlicensed firearm left in a room at the Placencia Hotel in Maya Beach. On Monday afternoon, police received information from the manager that one of their staff members had found a firearm in one of the rooms. Upon arrival, officers found an unlicensed 9mm Taurus brand pistol along with a magazine containing 10 live rounds. It has been labeled as found property, but police have the name of the person who had reserved the room. After the break, the public concerns over trade license fees increases in Belmopan continue tonight. We'll have the latest. And our speediest earnings, $40 million, or just 13 million, that should be SpeedNet. The former chairman of the PUC explains what he thinks. Don't go away.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
Welcome to the V Department Store. We are conveniently located on Coney Drive in Belize City. That's right on Coney Drive in Belize City. At the V Department Store, we offer a wide variety of groceries, cosmetics, kitchen appliances, kitchenware, electronics, and more. We've also recently expanded to the second floor to better meet your household and office furniture needs. We now have a wide variety of furniture, home decor, and accessories. We have a shared vision for a comfortable and customer-friendly shopping experience. Visit us today and be warmly greeted by our reasonable prices and cordial staff. The V Department Store. Experience the ultimate shopping destination.
En Atlantic Bank, tu comodidad es nuestra prioridad. Nuestro centro de contacto está diseñado para mejorar tu experiencia bancaria. Con una amplia gama de opciones de servicio al cliente, ahorras tiempo y esfuerzo. Puedes llamar fácilmente para bloquear o desbloquear tus tarjetas de débito y crédito, realizar consultas de cuentas y acceder a información detallada de tus tarjetas. Ya sea que necesites asistencia con la banca en línea, apoyo para comercios o consultas generales, nuestro equipo está listo para ayudarte. Para mayor comodidad, si todos los operadores están ocupados, puedes dejar tu número y un operador te devolverá la llamada lo antes posible para asegurarse de que recibas el apoyo que necesitas. Para mayor seguridad, es posible que necesitemos verificar tu identidad con un conjunto de preguntas sencillas. Recuerda, Atlantic Bank nunca solicitará tu nombre de tu usuario ni contraseña de Atlantic Online por llamada telefónica, mensaje de texto o correo electrónico, asegurando que tu información personal permanezca segura y protegida. Nuestro equipo de apoyo está disponible de lunes a viernes, de 8 a.m. a 6 p.m., en inglés y en español. Simplemente marca al 223-1212. Esta es la línea dedicada para nuestro centro de contacto. Atlantic Bank se compromete a brindarte un servicio excepcional y las herramientas que necesitas para administrar tus finanzas de manera conveniente y segura. Aprovecha al máximo nuestro servicio del centro de contacto.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
As we told you, Smart's gross annual earnings have been touted as $40 million, which would go straight to BTL in the event of an acquisition. But between 2016 and 2019, Smart's annual license fee from the PUC, which is calculated at 1.5% of the company's gross, worked out to earnings between $11 and $15 million. So was that just under-reporting for the purpose of paying lower license fees? Or has Smart's revenue really increased by 300% over the last 6 years? This morning on the Plain and Straight Morning Show, former PUC Chairman John Avery says he reviewed those reported gross revenues at the time and felt it was under-reporting.
Now, BTL is complaining about flatlining revenues. So it is kind of inconceivable to see how SpeedNet revenue could increase from, say, 15 million in 2019 to now all of a sudden 40 million in 2026, 25, because that is when they started this thing. Now, they did get government business, but I'm sure it's not $25 million worth of business. So, as Jules suggested, either that is a phantom figure that is being made up, or it appears that SpeedNet was lying to the PUC. I am more leaning towards the latter one, because
which is
that they may have been lying to the PUC. Because when I was at the PUC, I started my own investigation into those same figures that they were reporting to us. I didn't believe them at the time about these $13 to $15 million. I just didn't see how that you could be making any kind of profit with that.
We have requested Smart's license fee for the last 10 years from the PUC. Yesterday, we reported on the increase in trade license fees in Belmopan. Since the story, there has been public uproar about businesses in Belmopan shutting down, supposedly because of those fees. But after contacting the businesses ourselves, it turns out that those fees were not the reason they closed down. Jaleesa Roberts looks deeper.
DUI smoothie craze was rumored to be a casualty of the high trade license fees, but they told our newsroom that their closure had nothing related to the Belmopan City Council, which they described as having been helpful in keeping them afloat. Instead, it was due to income taxes. As for Clivia Hotel and Rich Cafe, the headline said that the closure was forced by the increase in trade license fees. But again, the owner, Oscar Bao Chen, told us that they are retiring and moving back to China. But the public is still skeptical about these fee hikes and the effect on businesses in the capital. Yesterday, Mayor Kawich explained that businesses knew the change was coming.
We had started reaching out to different businesses from early last year. Some businesses went through this same type of analysis in the 2024 to 2025 year, and now with the 2025 to 2026 is when we are having more businesses possibly seeing an effect. But let me just again clarify that these increases are 99% of the cases because of a correct assessment now being done. We do have other cases where businesses have relocated, and with this relocation, sometimes the business space is greater. So obviously, the greater fee would take effect.
Still, the mayor of Belmopan is encouraging owners to work with what they know they need.
But in a majority of cases, the business can make adjustments to make it smaller. For example, restaurants. If you have 10 tables and you know as a business you don't utilize 10 tables, you are, because of your business layout, you are paying for the use of 10 tables, even if you don't have that customer flow. So what we've tried to do is to ask businesses to try and make adjustments based on those things. So if, let's say, and this is hypothetical, let's say you only manage to fill 4 or 5 tables on a daily basis. You're paying for extra space that you don't need to pay. And this is where sometimes the disconnect happens between the business owner and the council, that sometimes we do suffer that resistance to change and don't want to adapt to new structures.
This would cut costs, but is the council suggesting that business owners think small? From the tenor of the social media outrage, it would seem the complaints are far from over. Talisa Roberts, 7 News.
And from sources in the business community of Belmopan, they have admitted that fees were being kept low for many business owners as a form of political favor by previous administrations. So what is being applied now is actually what they should have been paying all along. And while that may be the case, the reality is some businesses were complaining of increases of up to 700%. Today, the PM said that even with the new methodology, it should not be that high.
Now, what has happened is that some councils may get ahead of themselves. And yes, in some instances, some of them wanted to have these high increases. The law does not allow you to be able to increase. I think it's, I don't know the exact number, but there's only a certain percentage that you can per year. Per year, yes, per year. So then no, and then you cannot just increase as much as you want. But we're looking at modernizing the whole tax system and the licensing system. But I can assure that there's nothing whereby you're going to be paying 700%, unless if they were charging you $10 when you're supposed to be paying $1,000 kind of thing. No, short of that, no.
And also weighing in is the Director of Local Government. He is pulling no punches by calling out those persons who go to the media as a first resort. He says via Zoom that there's an appeals process that can assist with complaints.
Unfortunately, we live in a culture and a time where people tend to think that if I make noise in the public, that will make the problem go away. And that's really unfortunate. There are what we call Valuation Appeals Board that addresses issues relating to appeals. But it means that you need to spend the effort to go through the process. It means that you have to spend the effort to engage with the local authority to understand why. I don't think that any local authority, any government in its right mind want to arbitrarily charge people undue and unnecessary fees. If that turns out to be the case, you as the recipient needs to know what your rights are and you need to exercise those rights. Go through the appeals process so that an independent group of persons could either uphold your appeal or deny your appeal.
Despite the new regime not coming into effect and applying to villages, King says that business owners are still interested in getting their trade license to legitimize their business.
We still have persons who have very small businesses in the rural space that come and ask for a trade license because many of them use it as a source of funds document for the banks. The bank is seeing these deposits made into your account. And so what do you do? How do you legitimately earn these income? And so a lot of these small businesses that are under the 600 square feet threshold come and ask for a trade license. And because there is no rural scheme, they come to the nearest town or city to ask for that trade license certificate.
And they're given it.
I don't know of any instances where they have been denied, but I know that these trade boards explain to these persons, listen, you're not obligated to get it and you're not obligated to pay for it. But if you want it, in many cases, they are facilitating.
And we'll take our final break now. After the break, we'll tell you what the PM was doing on a surprise tour of schools today. Don't go away.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor. Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Early in the newscast, you saw us interviewing the Prime Minister at St. Ignatius Primary School in Belize City. That was the last stop on his short tour to 3 city schools today. He also visited St. Joseph RC School and Unity Presbyterian School. We asked him more about it.
What happened is that I came here with the Reverend a few months ago. I had lunch with him and he was inviting me to come and visit the school. And I said, I'd love to come. And so that happened sometime, I think, towards the end of last year. And so about 2 weeks ago, they said, hey, when if I'll still be able to come. I said, of course. So I said this this Wednesday, and then I decided to be able to go to some other schools. So it's something that I enjoy being with children, the joy of being with them, and then at the same time speaking with the teachers and the principals and checking with them some of the challenges.
Right now, votes are being counted in Barbados after general elections were held today, and Belize's Chief Elections Officer Josephine Tamai is part of the CARICOM election observation mission in that country. Tamai is serving as Deputy Chief of Mission on the regional team, which is led by Ian S. Hughes, Supervisor of Elections with the Antigua and Barbuda Electoral Commission. The observation team has been on the ground speaking to voters and holding meetings with key stakeholders as part of efforts to support transparent and credible electoral processes in the region. And that's all we have for you for tonight. Thanks for watching with your news. I'm Indira Craig. Remember, you can find a full transcript of the news at 7newsbelize.com and see the streaming video on our Facebook or YouTube pages. Have a great night. Join me back here tomorrow at 6.